What that's called a real cold open.
That's a hook. Yeah.
That's a real hook. So for those, good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. So literally, I haven't seen Brent since last Friday, and literally, we both our StreamYard, our images both go up. The first thing he says, "You ever make bad decisions?" And I feel like that could be the opening line of a movie, of a novel, of like anything. Like just that is the ultimate hook.
You know, the when I was in freshman year of college at Michigan, I took a literature class, and the TA who was teaching was a really smart guy, and he convinced us over the course of a semester of reading the great books that the first sentence is by far the single most important thing that you read in any book. Yeah, and that you need to do close analysis of the first sentence will reveal all that you need to know about the entire novel. There you go. Yeah.
As long as it's got an like, my name is Ishmael, I don't really believe that, right? But there's a lot of other. There's a gal who wrote the. Have you heard of the Dublin Murder Club or Dublin Murder Society?
I think so, maybe.
Yeah. So the it's a whole series, and it's just so well written. And the first sentence, the first paragraph of her first book in that series is like, whoa.
Yeah.
This is going to be different because it is so well written.
Well, you know, I tell you, based on that training and kind of picking up your point, the one piece of writing I'm probably most proud of in my entire writing career is the very first opening sentence of the Challenger sale.
Really?
Yeah, it really is.
What does it say?
It says, hold on, wait a minute. I haven't read it in a while, but it's and it was done very much on purpose, and I spent a lot of time on this. But the opening sentence is. Let's get past all this Neil Rackham stuff. Nobody cares about that. I'm kidding, Neil.
I was going to say, Neil's great. We all love Neil.
All right, here we go. In the unforgettable early months of 2009, as the bottom fell out of the global economy, business-to-business sales leaders around the world faced an epic problem and an even deeper mystery.
That is good. That's a good setup. That's a really good setup.
And what it does is it sets up the entire book as a mystery novel.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's so it kind of pulls you in. It's like a mystery. What kind of mystery? What do you mean? Tell me more. So it's like it just creates a little bit of the ball rolling at the top of the hill, and just kind of gets it going.
Yeah.
And that's what it's there for.
I got to be honest. Like, good writing is so important. And I think that we are coming into an age where we're going to have, unfortunately, it's going to be more and more rare, but more and more important.
You threw AI under the bus this week. I was also
I certainly did, and so I was going to get.
Who is this Matt Heinz? What happened to a favorite cheerleader?
Oh my
God, Claude! I love you, Claude.
I will spend all this time thinking about my audience and my editorial calendar, and here's the post and I'll create something I think is great, and then LinkedIn's like, whatever, and then I'll take 2 minutes. And just write like from the heart, like this little I'm really frustrated with how AI writes for me, and friggin' thousands of impressions later. So it's crazy how all that works. But
nothing will get you run on LinkedIn more right now than bashing AI. I think that's probably true.
I guess that's probably true. But I guess
everybody.
I think I just really appreciate great writing because it's pleasurable. I've literally had to abandon a book I was excited to read this week. Like I just couldn't get through it. It was about. So I read all kinds of stuff. It was about pitching, right? And about the evolution of the science of pitching. And baseball pitching has gotten like
I thought you meant like pitching, like sales pitching.
No, I mean like pitchers in baseball.
Got it. Sorry.
And the science of pitching and the biomechanics. You've got these kids that are now their velocity is just off the charts. It used to be if you threw in the low 90s, you were a flamethrower. Now that's average. That's batting practice. And so there's all this data and research and science behind it. And this guy is the worst writer. Like, it is so he makes it so dry, and it's just impossible to read. Like, I'm gonna have to find, I'm interested in the topic, I'm gonna have to find another source for it. And it's all about how it was written.
No, I've tried to start 3 novels in the last probably 2 months, and I can't get past the first chapter in any of them for the same reason. It's just you can't lose yourself in a story if the writing keeps pulling you out. You start thinking, why did they write that sentence that way? Why did they use that word? Why did they? And some of it's like, just why did they use that trope or that symbol or that scene, or why are they so freaking misogynist and really we got past this in the 50s? There's anyway. That's I'm with you, man.
So back to my post, I had
your post was AI can't do that for you. If you're gonna be a good writer, you got to be a good writer.
Well, I think I'm struggling with the role AI can play, right? Like I've got I've got a
Who
number
are
of
you, and what
agents.
did you do with Matt Heinz? I mean, we spent the last 4-5 shows talking about how Claude's going to save the world.
Yeah, no, but I mean, like, not on its own. It's just more complicated than that. So I've got some agents that surface ideas for me, and then I've got some tools. I've got a whole skill built where it's like Matt's voice, but it still
Mhm.
isn't my voice. It still writes crap. And like, what's funny is I see, like, I know the drafts it creates for me that are terrible, and then I
Mhm.
see the same sentence structure all over now, right? And
Yep.
so I was complaining about that, and then a couple people in the comments said like, well, you can't have, not all writing can be special. Some writing needs to be generic. I'm like, name one place where writing can be generic. Do you really want to just have it sound like it? And one of the examples they gave was customer service. I'm like, that's one of the last places
Oh,
you
no.
want to be
Yeah.
generic.
Oh, dear. No.
So
I was thinking maybe like nutrition labels on a can of
well,
food or something.
they
I don't
use
know.
legal
Yeah.
documents. So I
Yeah.
can, there may be a couple scenarios where you intentionally want it to be dry and direct.
Yeah.
I can buy that.
Yeah.
But I think that's the vast exception to the rule.
Yeah,
Like, don't
it's
you
funny.
want to be?
I just
Go
signed
ahead.
a bunch of legal documents this week. We finally were getting the will and trust all up together and
Yeah.
stacks of paper. And I didn't read. I mean, he went through it. Now I know what I was signing. At least I assume I know what I was signing. Assuming the things that he was saying were the things that were actually in the
You
document.
hope.
But it's unreadable, right? I mean, it's kind of like when you. The very first time we bought a house way back when, we went to the signing ceremony at the titling company, and we actually sat and read every single word of the mortgage. Oh my God, they were
Wow.
mad at us. They were so mad. We sat there for an hour and a half and read every single word. I don't think anyone ever done that before. But
Well,
right,
they were
because
probably mad
that
because they're
kind
like, not only is this taking time, but if you dare question something on page
oh, true,
47,
right.
section D, why does it say? I'm like, you need to get out.
Right, and it's like either they don't know or it's like anyway. But
Yeah.
but that there are some kinds of writing. My point being that we're never really meant to be read, right? But if you're writing to be read, then
Well,
asking AI
well,
to do it for you is a disaster.
well, and but here's the problem, right? Like like back in the early days of search engines, like people would write like the perfectly optimized SEO article that was
Yeah,
following all the best practices and all
yeah,
the, all the theories of the algorithms. And apparently, like for Google, it was perfect. For humans, it was unreadable because it was just
yeah,
awful
yeah,
writing. And so
yeah.
now, but like now I think some people will justify that because they say, well, this page isn't for humans, it's for
Right.
Claude.
Yeah,
And they
yeah,
have a point
yeah.
because Claude is now reading this. I
This
mean,
is what Philip is saying here. Is
Phil made
Philip
the
saying the same
case
thing?
here that,
Yeah,
like, I mean, if
yeah,
robots are reading your email, I mean, depending on how many of your customers have a tool like Superhuman, where like there
mhm.
now is a filter. Like, it used to be expensive to have an assistant read your email first. Now it's a hell of a lot cheaper, right? So are you writing for Brent, or are you writing for the tool that is deciding what emails are going to get to Brent?
Yep,
Kind of
totally.
both.
Yep.
I mean, if you write a landing page right now, it's not like, okay, here's the LLM landing page, here's the human landing page.
Right.
There's one page.
Well, right. I mean, if you're writing to stir an emotional reaction, I mean, computers don't have emotional reactions, so
Right.
so that kind of just goes out the window, right? Anyway, yeah. Lesson
But I think
learned.
what that tells me is that it's not that, like, well, email has become robotic. It's like I think you still have to differentiate an email. You have to work even harder to make what you're going to say resonate with that person. And it's
Yeah.
not like, oh, I see you live in Redmond. It's got to be something way more interesting than that, because Brent is not saying, hey, just like send me randomly 1 out of 10 emails, right? Because I just want
Right.
fewer emails. But
Right.
like you ideally the tool starts to know what your priorities are. And so
Yeah.
if you as a sender, like, this is going to shock you, Brent, but as a sender of an email, you should align what you're saying to the prospect's priorities.
Say what
And
now?
if they align just like a human assistant, if you do that well, the human assistant will be like, this sounds like something Brent needs to know, right?
Well, it's funny. I always come in from the opposite, but I get your point, and I agree with you. Although, just to be sort of pedantic about it, I always come in from
Yeah.
I write to actually misalign with the customer's priorities, right? Because what it does is it creates that sort of cognitive dissonance, which creates a moment of like, wait, what? And so, but
Yeah.
if I can just get you to stop, then get you to engage a little bit deeper, and then it can get you to pull in, but we're saying essentially the same thing, which is, how do I write in such a way to differentiate, to stand out, to be noticeable, right?
Yeah.
that to me is the thing. Everything I do in writing and speaking and everything I do on stage is about that. And and by the way, those are all just channels. It's really the ideas themselves, the insights. This is what Challenger was based on, besides a lot of bar charts and research, is based on this idea of how do you put ideas into the world that don't get people to say, oh, hold on, wait.
Bye, buddy. Have a great day.
Go kill it. Is this the last day?
When next Wednesday is the last day.
No,
today is field trip to the zoo, and it's a gorgeous day. So today it'll be good.
Sweet. You guys have a zoo? Awesome.
It's a pretty good zoo actually up here. It's I mean, it's not San Diego. It's not Omaha.
Does the whole school? Omaha's a good zoo. Does the whole school go to the zoo, or the class, or who's going to the zoo?
I don't know. I don't know who qualifies to go to the zoo. I don't think it's the whole school.
Right.
Well, he's in 7th grade, so I assume it's like one of his classes or one of his subjects or something. I don't actually.
Is he excited to go?
Oh yeah, he's super excited. I mean, like, are you kidding? Like, he's basically like, he's not going to class. He's going to the zoo. Right. It's a gorgeous day. He's going with his friends just to hang out somewhere. Like, of course.
Is he excited still in 7th grade about the zoo specifically?
Oh hell, we all are. So we so here in a couple weeks. We'll do our annual 2 weeks in San Diego, so there'll be a couple weeks when we're dark.
And you go to the zoo
anything every year. Like, we're a member of the San Diego Zoo.
Wow, cool.
Because like if you go,
I'm just in case you're wondering, I'm the guy who let the dogs out. Just a second, hold on.
Yeah. Wait, who let the dogs out? See,
that would be me. Yeah,
that's a dad joke.
Keep
now.
Going. All right, so San Diego Zoo. Yeah.
The San Diego Zoo is phenomenal, and in the summer they have zoo after dark, and so they stay open till like 8 or 9, and so we don't even go until like 3 or 4, and like when the sun kind of starts to go down, the animals start to wake up, and they have bands around the zoo, and you can walk around with a beer. It's wonderful.
Cool.
I do want to get back to Artist's point here, and she's right. But it's not the email intro. You know what the email intro? It's not the, hey, Brent, hope you're having a good day. The email intro is the subject line, right? Which is not something you have in a LinkedIn post, which is not something you have in a voicemail. And one of my biggest pet peeves to marketers is I'll get a document. Here's the email copy. Can you review this email copy? And like 8 times out of 10, no one bothered to write the subject line. And so like, I'm serious. So like the most important part is if you don't open the envelope, it doesn't matter what the letter says.
Right.
So if your subject line is a throwaway at the end when no one actually edited it, someone just, I guess it should be this. Like, that's the intro. And you really got to nail that. Artist's right. And so much, and my frustration is it's an afterthought so often.
I think the first thing I look at is not the subject line. I look at who it's from, and if I don't know who they are, then you're already 90% of the way to the trash bin. Do you know what I mean? So which just goes back. There's a couple of different lessons to be learned in that. Probably, I don't know, but I don't go. Where do we go? Do we go writing? Do we go emails, or do we go zoo? I'm kind of
zoo. I think
it's got to be zoo, right? I just want to talk more about.
So last year,
San Diego. Can we just so people don't know this, because I'm proud of this. Not that I had anything to do with it. San Diego is probably the second best zoo in the world.
We've had this argument, and we will always. I have not been to the Omaha Zoo.
Henry Dorley Zoo in Omaha is now by far
San Diego Zoo. There's no way the Omaha Zoo is better than San Diego Zoo.
You have no idea. It's actually now in most rankings, it is now considered the best zoo in the world. It's crazy. By
residents of Omaha, right? So I get it. You're having excited about your zoo.
It's gotten so big they had to close Rosenblatt Stadium, the home of the College World Series, for decades, and so the zoo could expand into it. And then they moved the College World Series, which is opening this week, to downtown Omaha. So there you go.
I'll tell you what, like College World Series, and then the college like fast pitch. I don't know what we call it anymore, softball or fast pitch. Like, dude, those ladies, like you want to watch some good sports.
It's called softball. Texas just won Hook'em Horns.
Yeah, they did for the second year in a row, back to back.
That's right.
College baseball, college softball.
Did you watch any of those games? There's amazing games.
I've been on the road for 3. I'm behind on everything. I haven't seen anything. World Cup's tonight. I got to watch that, but I'm behind. So anyway, last year, so every year we go to the zoo,
back to zoos,
and more recently we.
This is why the people are here, Matt.
So it was the zoo after dark, right? And so like the nocturnal animals, it's hot during the day, they sleep. Like you go to see
Matt just froze. All right, well, Matt's unfreezing unless it's me. Everybody put their favorite zoo animal in the chat because I want to know what your favorite zoo animal is. Like, what do you go see? Because that's what I was going to ask Matt. It's like, what do you go see when you go to the zoo? And then we'll sit here and wait patiently for Matt to unfreeze or not.
Yeah, no, that's a little bit. So okay, back. So San Diego Zoo.
Yeah.
The grizzly bears they have are years and years ago, right?
Yeah.
And so we're walking by and like they're fighting. They're playing, right? They're playing, but they're fighting. And so you're watching two bears stand up and they're like friggin' 20 feet tall and like beating on each other and grabbing and biting. And then one will run. It's kind of like our dogs. Like they growl and they sound like they're fighting, but then
totally
like,
worth the price of entry.
Let me sniff it now, whatever. So like the one of the guys who was a volunteer at the zoo walks by and says like, we rarely get to see this. Like this.
That's awesome
because they're older now. I guess they don't do it as much, but they were full on in play mode, and it was amazing. And the nice thing about the San Diego Zoo is like they've designed the exhibit so you are so close. Like you're safe, but you're so close to the animals there. It's amazing.
Have you ever been to Arizona? Have you ever been to Arizona? Do you know what Arizona is?
I don't know what Arizona is. No.
Arizona is basically it's a place that it's like a zoo, but only for bears in Arizona. It's kind of around Flagstaff area. And it's one of those drive-through things, like don't roll down your window and feed the bears, but they're all like walking around in front of the car and stuff. But then they got this one place where there was this two small bears, but they were running up and down these pine trees, probably 100 feet tall. They're just going straight up and straight down, like sprinting up these trees. And you're sitting there watching. How's that possible? Like anyway, I thought that was a lot of fun. Elephants, come on, you got to. So Philip he's a big cat guy. Catherine, you are right. The Omaha Zoo is indeed amazing. Yeah, it's
that's the marketing, Catherine.
No. Hold on. They've got this indoor jungle thing. No, keep in mind it's all funded by Buffett, right? So I mean, it's like the amount of money that's poured into this thing is crazy, right? So and the Peter Kiewit and the Kiewits put a huge amount of money in that zoo, but they have this jungle dome, and you go in the jungle dome, and they have these free-ranging bats, and they have a bat colony that lives in this dome, and they just fly around. And so when you go through this tunnel thing, you come out, and like literally these massive bats flying around your head, and it's like, and the zookeeper's like, it's kind of a Friday here. It's like, and it's terrifying. It's
Jungle Dome sounds like an immersive Las Vegas experience. That is sort of like part animals,
part Mad Max.
I was literally gonna say like part
2 minutes or 1 minute leaves.
Yeah, you're gonna have like a big rig with a guy hanging from it playing a guitar with fire coming out of it, and bats,
and a lot of tapir. If you don't know what a tapir is, it's like a pig with a long snout. Yeah, it's like there you go.
There's the San Diego Zoo, and then there's the wildlife refuge. I don't know what they call it, which is like way out in the sticks, and that is also amazing. And if you go behind, like if you go to there's a cafe and a gift shop like toward the north of that place, and if you go to the back, there's a cassowary. You know what a cassowary is?
The bird, right? The bird cassowary,
it's a dinosaur.
That's the bird that will exactly. You kill it. I mean, if you look at it, it'll kill you, right?
Like this. Yeah. And like there's stories of people that had them as pets, or like they didn't pay attention, and it just literally just like took them out.
How do we get here?
Yeah,
and today was going to be the zoo episode.
Here's basically a human killing dinosaur that still exists.
Yeah. There you go. All right. So wait, when are you going to San Diego? When's this happening?
So we will go first 2 weeks of July. So we're driving down. We will leave. Okay. Clara and Leo and I will leave on the 1st, and Beth and the boys will come down on the 3rd, and then we'll be down there for 2 weeks.
Nice. What are we doing? Are we doing like a summer hiatus thing, or are we just going every week we can?
I mean, not a full summer hiatus, but we're gonna do
what have we done before? I don't even remember. Do you?
We just keep going as long as you and I are around. I mean, basically cool. The 3rd, 10th, and 17th, I'll be out. Technically we're not doing a coffee talk on the 3rd because it's the day before July 4th. But if you want, I mean, if you want to do one of these, we can do one of these. But the next 2 weeks, the goal is
the audience couldn't get any smaller, right? So the I just found out I may not be able to do next week, which bums me out. It's a family thing. I've got a conflict. But
well, we ended up canceling Coffee Talk next week because I don't think we've had Juneteenth land on a Friday before, but Juneteenth is next week, and it's a federal holiday.
I'm looking at the calendar.
We're gonna go dark on that. So that's fine. That's
okay. That's a bummer. I just miss them when we don't do them because we don't get to talk about zoos.
People here miss it, and the Substackers miss it too, Brent.
Yeah. All right. So who's your World Cup team? So I guess it's Sports and Animal Day. So this is clearly all about marketing. We started with AI.
I have not. I mean, unfortunately, when I get into kind of heavy travel mode, like I love sports, but like a heavy travel mode, I just can't follow it as much. Although we had a client dinner Wednesday night in Boston, and then afterward we went to a bar and watched the second half of the Knicks Spurs game. Which and I'm not an NBA guy. Yeah. But just for pure sports drama, that was one of the greatest comebacks I've ever seen. It was ridiculous. US, obviously, like I'd love to see the US team play well. I'd love to see them. I mean, like whenever they're doing well.
Yeah, but I mean, no offense to our own country, but we all kind of know how that's going to go. So in lieu of that, right?
I don't know. I mean, like, so they're in.
See, Akbar knows about Arizona right there.
So the US is in a group that they can easily win, right? I think if they win tonight, I mean, Paraguay is no slouch. So if they win tonight, I think they're okay. I've seen a couple people say they think they can get to the quarters. But there's so many good teams. I mean,
there's just so many teams. The field.
There's so many teams. There's so many good teams. I mean, and again, I'm not I don't watch a lot of soccer. But like I guarantee you, like the next couple weeks, the next month, really. I mean, I'll get swept up in it just because it's such. Like if you get invested, I'll never forget watching. There was like I don't know, maybe 12 years ago. I was one of the when the U.S. team went like deep. I remember sitting with a group of people watching, and like it is intense to watch a soccer game, especially with other people that are invested in it. Because like in baseball, there's a pitch and there's a break, and a pitch and a break. And football, same thing. There's a play and then we break, and a play and then we break. Soccer is like all gas, no breaks. Like it just keeps going, and then there's a brief halftime, and then you just keep going, and you don't know when it's going to end. Right? There's stoppage time, but that doesn't really matter because it just keeps going. And there's a guy with a whistle that will decide when it's going to end. It's just like, and it's amazing. It's sort of like sudden death, but like not based on hitting a home run or something. It's just like, when are we going to run out of time? We don't know.
That is the weirdest part of a soccer game, but also to your point, it's kind of fun. Yeah.
Well, also like a very American thing to do is a countdown. Soccer counts up. Right, all the numbers go up. We just keep adding. Versus like there's no countdown on the clock, which is different for us.
Yeah, that's a good point. Oh, I got deep. Look at you.
I don't know.
All right.
So tonight, so tonight is I guess 6 o'clock local time here, 9 o'clock your time is U.S. Paraguay. Where are they playing tonight?
I don't know. I've been on the road all week. I just got home at like 1 o'clock last night. So I never told you what my bad decision was. Remember I told you?
That's called a callback, by the way. It's a tease to get the twos and twos of people here to stick around to the end.
Well, it's pretty prosaic once you hear it. It's like, oh yeah, we all do that. That's not a bad decision. That's just life. That's adulthood. But I was on the plane last night flying home. And by the way, flying across the country yesterday was not easy because whenever Chicago goes down and they had tornadoes yesterday, everything's a disaster. So I eventually made it home I was in Omaha to see my mom and scheduled to fly through Chicago. That wasn't happening. So I went through Houston, managed to get around it. On the flight from Houston, I got really bored and I was tired and I didn't want to work because I was tired. So I do something I normally don't do. I pulled up the little TV screen and figured like what's on and found a TV series. And this is my mistake. I thought, I don't want to watch a whole movie because, there's nothing worse than watching a movie on the plane and landing with 20 minutes left. And then you just don't get that's so annoying, right? So I figured, okay, I'll watch a TV show instead. So I found this TV series. It's on Peacock. I'd never heard of, I've heard of Peacock, but I've never heard of this TV series. I started watching it and I got about 4 episodes in and then it's like, well, crap. Now I got it. It turns out what I really signed up for was not I figured I'd do a show, not a movie, but the way that shows work now, of course, it's basically a long movie. Right. So now I'm halfway through it and I get home. It's like, well, now I got to know how this damn thing ends.
Yeah. You got to,
right.
That is the worst payoff on Have You Ever Made Bad Decisions teaser that I've ever heard. Like, I'm expecting way better than, I started a new show. What was the show?
It's called the Copenhagen Test, and it was good, but not great. Yeah, but I did finish it. I just finished it at 4:30 this morning, and now I can't see straight.
So I'm starting to be better on planes at just shutting my laptop and just watching a show. Like I used to be like, oh, I got to maximize this time and get all this shit done. And sometimes like last night, like, so a full day in Boston and then like 6 o'clock flight. And then it's another 6 hours in a middle seat getting home. So
God bless you.
It's bad. So I've been watching Shrinking. I had not seen Shrinking on Apple TV. And so I'm now through the first 2 seasons. What I like about Shrinking is it's funny. It's slightly inappropriate, but not visually inappropriate.
And right? It's got Han Solo in it too. So
and he is like, they're basically say like, we're gonna create a character. You don't even have to act. Just act your curmudgeon-y, grumpy self. Read the lines like you do would say anything, and you're gonna be great. And he really is good. So I'm only through 2 of the 3 seasons, but
I made it through 2 seasons, and after a while, that like the dark, dry humor is like, okay, I get it. You guys are unhappy. I mean, it's like at some point, it's like, geez, people, could someone just be happy for? I don't know. It's just like it's draining, but it's a good show. It is.
So next week, I got an event Thursday morning in Denver, and like it kind of came together kind of last minute. So I'm booking my travel, and like my flight to and from Denver is like more than half the cost of my flight to and from Tokyo in August. And I'm like, why is Denver so expensive? Well, I come to find out. So the main problem is coming back from Denver Thursday night because Friday, the U.S. soccer team plays Australia here, like in Seattle.
Oh, well, yeah, that would explain
like
everything.
Everybody's heading to like, oh, you want to go to Seattle the day before? Right away, it's going to cost you now. So had no idea.
Can we go back to Did you just slip into the conversation? You're going to Tokyo in August? Is that what you just said?
Yeah.
What? You're going?
Yeah. I'm speaking at a conference. There's a marketing conference that's been like 3 or 4 year conference, and so day one is Japanese companies sharing best practices with each other. But the guy that organized it says like Japanese companies for marketing are like 10 years behind everyone else. So we want to bring day 2. We're bringing in people that can actually sort of share.
There's no one better in the world than Matt Heinz.
I was the 12th pick. Everyone else says Tokyo in August. No.
That's amazing.
So I've never been to Japan, never been to Tokyo. I'm very excited to go. Yeah.
The hand can be used as a knife. Every time I hear in Japan, that's what I hear. That's a Gen X joke though, but you probably don't know that reference, do you?
No, I don't know that one.
Nah, there's this series.
I'm Gen X, but I don't know that one. I'm kind of young.
No, you're young Gen X. That doesn't count. Like real Gen X. There's Philip will know what I'm talking about. But so in the 70s, maybe early 80s, there was a set of knives that got advertised on television called Ginsu knives.
I remember Ginsu knives.
Yeah, and Ginsu knives. Yeah. And the commercial always opened up with this line, which is, in Japan, the hand can be used as a knife, and they would show someone like karate chopping a tomato, and it's like all over. And then the whole point is you need a sharp Ginsu knife because anyway. And so people my age, at least, whenever they hear in Japan, they finish it in their head with the hand can be used as knife. It's just reflexive. Philip, tell me I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah,
so there you go. That's cool. Japan's. I've only been once. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yes, and I'd love to go back because that's amazing.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I go out. I leave here on a Saturday afternoon. I get there on a Sunday evening, and then coming back is even weirder because I leave Tokyo Thursday at 5 p.m.
I get home on Thursday at 2.
Yeah, you arrive back in Seattle like Thursday at 11 a.m. Everything's on
It's like, wait, what?
Crazy. And then you just like die. It's just so much. No, look forward. Okay, so here's the deal. It is 7:30.
Or 10:30,
or 10:30. So it's the bottom of the hour, and as we are now trying to do,
cut through anything, Philip. You're right.
That's right. Have you ever seen? If you've never seen,
see, we can't switch over to Substacks. We're just in the middle of things now.
If you've never seen the knife sales bit on the Kimmel show, so I think they've only done it a couple times, but like basically in the middle of his monologue, like Will Ferrell comes out and starts a knife sales show. And says like, I had the studio booked today for my knife show, and so it's
amazing.
And then Ryan Gosling shows up as part of it. It's really, you got go YouTube, find it. It's really, really funny. Okay, so here's what we're trying to do now. We are fledgling trying to become Substackers on the show.
And just to be clear, this is Matt's idea.
This is because of when I say we, I mean Brent is being pulled. Brent's idea was like, let's simulcast this on YouTube, which we are.
Oh no, I didn't even get. I just said let's post them on YouTube. That's I think about as far.
Well,
as
I mean, like you simulcast, then I don't have to do anything. The whole point is to be lazy and clever, Brent. Lazy and clever.
Yeah.
So we're on YouTube, and then I'm like, well, it'd be fun to do some stuff on Substack, and I got a million things I'd like us to be able to do on Substack. But one of the things we're starting is an after the show. So what happened, and so for those of you that are here, some of you know this, like we'll finish this show right about now, and then I'll end stream, and then Brent and I will continue to talk for 10 or 15 minutes, kind of same stuff. We're like, well, it'd be cool.
It's equally as bad. That's right.
It's equally as bad. It's just we make you go somewhere else. So if you go to copy, if you go to coffeewithbrentandmatt.substack.com, that's where we are going right now. So if you go there, we will be on Substack. There's no cost to join us. You gotta subscribe to the feed, which is basically just mostly about.
And if you're thinking, I don't know what I just watched, I couldn't possibly bear any more of this. You don't need to.
Have a nice weekend. But if you want to hear more, about Arizona, if you want to hear more
about, pretty cool.
Yeah, I got a few more things.
Great gift shop. All right.
All right. We'll see you at Substack.
All right.